I started this community because I know that we can prove a ton of people wrong. And here's what we're going to prove them wrong about. There's this whole notion that having a nice car or an exotic car is this horrible financial decision. I'm a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but people just want to talk about the fact that this is this expense and you almost get vilified for wanting something nicer. So I wanted to build a collective here that's going to allow us to really flip that script, take this from a cost center to a revenue stream. And how do I know we can do this? Quite frankly, I've done it. But I'll show you exactly how I grew from just literally driving a Subaru to a company with 15 plus exotics and luxury vehicles in our fleet. We were doing multiple six figures a year. I've spoken on expert panels for Turo. I worked directly with their CEO to help them add exotics to their platform. Caveat, this is not a Turo course. We will talk about it, but it's a sidebar. But I will also show you the mistakes I made and the hidden risks that I never knew existed in this and traps that I fell into that literally caused me to lose the entire thing. And lastly, I'll show you how I'm rebuilding this correctly. And I'll work alongside you so you can see exactly what happens, good and the bad, while I practice what I preach. I'm going to go through this same method that hopefully a lot of you are, and we can create some things together. So, one thing I want to be very transparent about is why I think this information is so important. It's this: the car game, if you will, exotic cars, is a really high stakes game. And if you don't know how you can lose money, if you don't know how you can get a car stolen or impounded or whatever, it's going to happen to you. And I can say that from experience. But we know what that looks like. So really the most important thing we're going to do together is mitigate risk. And for everything we talk about doing to earn money, we're also going to talk about how you protect yourself from the what ifs associated with it. This isn't $100 digital product. This is potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of exposure. This is lives at risk, and it needs to be taken seriously. And while that isn't necessarily the fun part, it's the single most important thing we can do to guarantee results. So, how do we do this? It won't just be me, first and foremost. We're going to create and curate information with tons of experts. We've got financial strategists, car collectors, business owners, private investigators, investors, lemon law attorneys, Montana LLC folks, rental company owners, car flippers, Turo folks, etc., all who are going to collaborate on content. But most importantly, we're going to have you. And as we all contribute, we all ask questions, we all share stories, we're going to compile the most comprehensive collection of information and really be able to cut through the noise and the bullshit traps that exist and make this work for real. So this community is free to join. Once you're inside, what you're going to see is a series of videos really guiding you through the tools, how to use the community, what resources exist, what's coming in terms of more content, different tools, interviews with experts, etc. Then you'll also see some modules and free courses on basically the 5 monetization strategies that I've seen that have worked best. Also the traps that kind of put everything at risk in there. So the goal of this community is to be able to show, first and foremost, is this viable for you? And I would be glad to say that if the answer is no, that's a good outcome, right? But if the answer is yes, then what we want to do is be able to know how to choose the best method and the best car to accomplish the goal. Once we kind of think that stuff through, we want to help it. We want to help you test it prior to making a car purchase. So essentially, we can go to our wife, our husband, our accountant, or just convince yourself and say, boom, here's exactly what we're going to do. Here's why we know it's going to work. Here's how we're going to protect ourselves. And Here's exactly step by step how we're going to execute it so that we can drop a car into a monetization system that is already created, not buy a car and then try to figure it out. Okay, we're going to leave nothing to chance. And then, right, once you all make it happen, you can give a figurative or, literal, if you want, middle finger to every Todd or Sharon or financial advisor cruising around in their busted old Prius preaching about how they're going to save themselves to wealth, because you know that that Prius is just a bill and whatever dream car you're driving around in is an ATM dispensing other people's money directly to you. So I'm excited to see what we build here. Looking forward to seeing you on the inside.